Hey everybody, Ryan McCaffrey with IGN. We're up here at 343 Industries with original Halo 2 lead multiplayer designer Max Hoberman, who has been roped back in. Like you think you're out, but they pull you back in.
That's right.
These are the anniversary. We're taking a deep dive, little map tour here of all 6 of the anniversary Halo 2 maps, which you've, Max, confusingly given new names to, so now I have to memorize.
Confusingly? We always give new names.
But this is...
And I tried to pick names that were reminiscent of the originals.
Ascension Anniversary, now known as...
Zenith.
Zenith, which of course makes perfect sense. So let's walk us around here, point us out some maybe little differences you may have made, key additions. We have seen this map before, but figure we can at least really walk through it in detail here.
Yeah, some of this should look familiar. That all-important battle rifle right there, for instance.
So good.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are excited about bringing the battle rifle back.
A little bit.
Yeah, a
little excited. One of our video guys actually just wept on another man's shoulder. That's what just happened in the room right now.
If I could look at him, I'm turning right to try and look at him, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. So yeah, anyway, this should look really familiar.
Yes, absolutely.
The fundamental map has not changed. The fundamental structure hasn't changed. You can see up here we've got the dish in the middle. Over there's the sniper tower. You can see over here is the multi-story building over here. I'm terrible with knowing what the actual community names for these are. But if you look in the lower left-hand corner, we actually put in what our guys thought were kind of the best names and the most common community names for them. I guess I'm gonna have to learn those instead of whatever I call these things.
So that little,
here, this is the com tower.
Yeah, that little bug, that HUD prompt there on, is that to help you see weapons that are on the ground?
Oh, yeah.
That we just walked by a minute ago.
Yeah, where's that guy?
There it is.
Yep. So this is a little bit of a carryover from some of the Halo 4 stuff, but we think that we improved it actually. I think in Halo 4 some of that stuff ended up getting really cluttered. I know that wasn't the intent. It's all meant to try and help you. Call out, make it easy to pick up weapons, find them, etc. So what we did here, as you can see, is that stuff only really pops in at close proximity.
Close range, okay.
Oh God, this triggers are really sensitive. Sorry about that. So notice got the assault rifle there, which is, if I recall, that's new. That's a Halo 1 carryover that we actually added back into the palette for Halo 2 Anniversary. We thought that made a really good kind of mid-range weapon.
Nice.
It was a little bit missing from the weapon palette. But anyway, to your point, these also show, this is kind of a new player thing to a certain extent, but these little markers show where a weapon will spawn when you're up close to it.
Ah, okay.
So that's actually not on my SMG. That should be showing where the actual weapon spawn will be. So it's kind of this thing that'll help players learn the weapon spawn.
Because Halo 2 is, of course, all about weapon control and power weapon control.
Yeah, exactly.
So as take me back to, 10, 11 years in time to the original design of this map. What was sort of the original intention for this map? How close did it come to what you, or how did it change from what you originally drew up, and sort of what was your goal with creating this map back for Halo 2?
This map, Ascension, the original one, was it was actually we had this goal to create like most of our original maps for Halo 2 were these were these smaller maps, kind of made for 2 to 8 players. So this kind of fit the bill there.
Right.
And we had this goal of how on earth do you get vehicles into a map? How do you get vehicles into a small map? We really want, the vehicles are such an integral part of the sandbox for Halo.
Absolutely.
We really wanted to fit them in. So this was actually one of the very first attempts to get vehicles. And this was one that was this kind of crazy idea. You can kind of tell in this map over here, this is called Landing Platform. This map was really designed with this in mind right from the get-go. Right, with this idea that we'd have a Banshee on a small sort of infantry, type map. And I think it actually worked out really well, although I'm not
you
sure
could control the hell out of this map in the original Halo 2 if you had the Banshee.
Yeah, I think we've improved it a little bit since then, just in terms of map control and whatnot. But overall, I think it actually was a pretty good experiment. But it's one of the very first times that we tried getting, sort of a small infantry map with vehicles, and that is not easy to do by any stretch of the imagination.
So, I know with these anniversary maps, this is not the Halo 2 engine. This is This is an Xbox One engine made to largely approximate Halo 2, right? So I know some tweaks have been made. You mentioned the assault rifle and, of course, the little HUD prompts, things like that.
Yep.
So with the Banshee in particular, you've already popped out of it, but can you still press, what was it, Y for the plasma bomb? Is the plasma bomb still in there? Or because you could really abuse that.
Yeah, you know, that's funny. I got a lot of shit for that. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. You're an adult.
Well, I took that out of kind of a last minute thing. I took it out of Halo 2 because it was just so overpowered and it was so dominating, and that was kind of this quick and dirty fix, though I know a lot of people were upset about it. I wish in retrospect that I just stuck two versions of this guy in there.
Yeah.
One with the bomb, one without, and let people pick and choose. I think it was such a last minute balance fix that I didn't have a chance to do that. But yeah, I mean that thing's really overpowered.
So
hey, remind me, Dennis, where
did
did
we
we
land?
land? Where did we land on the bomb on there?
You haven't. It was actually in and then out again, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it in here right now. So I'll have to go back and look and see whether we have a sort of an alt version that you can play with. That'd be a lot of fun if we do. If not,
so
I'm
as of video recording time, there is no plasma bomb on Zenith.
This thing sucks.
I did notice on that new little addition on the radar there, the vehicle shows up on the radar if there's a vehicle out in the wild.
Yeah, and there's a lot. There are a lot of things that we kind of took from Halo 4. There were a lot of things that. Sorry, it's early morning here. There were a lot of things that we liked, and we think some of the execution maybe needed a little bit of tweaking.
Yeah,
needed a little bit of improvement. So yeah, but some of that stuff's actually pretty cool.
And then I think,
and then we made a few changes, which I know you want to.
Yeah, let's. Any subtle little tweaks to the geometry here before we wrap up?
We tried incredibly hard to preserve the original geometry and the jumps and whatnot. With a few exceptions, and on the different maps as we go through them, you'll see different levels of variation that we put in there. But this one's actually very close to the original. Now, one big thing that we did on here, you see this, hold X right here.
Boom, and
this switch which turns on, which turns on the bubble shield here. That's a really big deal, and one of the big challenges with this map. We were talking about the Banshee earlier.
Yeah.
The Banshee having this dominance of the map. I'd say sometimes snipers and people with battle rifle and whatnot, just really locking it down and owning it. Mm-hmm. And this was really important to change that, to give people, at least temporarily, this safe cover point in the middle. It's gone now, so once you hit that switch, it lasts for a little bit, and then it's gone. But I think it really helped the map a lot. Now you see, if we'd had that in the original Ascension, I might not have taken the bomb off of the Banshee, honestly.
Right.
Because that's the type of cover that we needed.
That's the domino effect.
Yep, and this is another example of that. We really needed more cover on this bridge. This was actually something that I wanted to get into the original, never quite managed. If you remember in the original one, you go down this bridge and you're just a sitting duck.
You're naked out there, yeah.
So we added, so now there's a little bit of cover in here if there's a Banshee, of course, the overshield.
Candy?
Yeah, the sky bridge, I guess we're calling this. But you get a little bit of cover from a Banshee up above you, and most importantly, and this is what I really wanted to have in the original, is a way to get back onto the map and back into the center instead of just being entirely stuck on that long walkway.
Yeah, that was a walk in the tightrope. If you went out there in the original Halo 2.
Yeah, so that's one of the biggest changes. But where's that? We moved that switch to. I thought we had a switch out here, Dennis. Did we move that sucker? Where do we end up putting it?
There it is. There's a switch.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it just.
Oh, it just popped in. Okay, just reset.
The timer just
got a timer. Yeah. Should have something still show. There
so
we go.
there.
And then this is all forgeable, by the way. So this little switch gadget, you can actually go and forge, and you can remove it if you don't want the bubble shield.
We can forge on specifically on these 6.
Put the switch somewhere. You can put the switch up somewhere that you could only get with the Banshee if you want, which kind of fits the purpose. So maybe we won't do that. And then there's a third version of the switch here.
Which of course won't be active right now. Since
it won't be active right now. But yeah,
there's a third version. Tower.
Yeah, so all these different places you have this points that you can engage that switch, and then kind of charge through the middle or give cover to your allies, etc. Those are the really big changes. It's been a while since I've looked at this map. I feel like I'm forgetting.
Well, it seems like you've hit the majority. I mean, everything looks great. I mean, the teleporter's still there.
Yeah. And we didn't go to my favorite feature on the map, which is. This was something I actually planned out in the original paper design of the map, just kind of collaboration between me and Chris Carney. But this was my addition, the leap of faith, which I love. Of course, you still got the rocket down there. You still got the teleporter there. You still got the jump pad here, in all its glory.
So good.
When I was originally planning this, so we didn't have it in there. Maybe you can forge it. I wanted to have a fog plane down here, so that's why it's called the leap of faith. When you look down, you actually couldn't see where you were going, and you just had to do a blind jump and pray. So that's why
Great
it's called leap of faith.
So that is Ascension, now known as Zenith in its anniversary remake form. Max Hoberman will be walking us through all 6 of the anniversary Halo 2 remake maps. Stay tuned all month long right here on IGN First.